I've got a really good start on this 345. I've torn it down. I'm going through and inspecting some things and just putting it back together. And this is really a spare engine and one that I'll put in my truck while I pull the other one out and start the rebuild. Now, one of the things I've discovered is I got a little problem with my rocker assembly. I'm going to go today and see if I can find a replacement. So I'll head out to Windy Hills first, and if I don't find what I'm looking for there, I'll go on to Roner's. I know they both have internationals. I don't know what they've got for engines, but we'll give that a try. All right, let me show you why I need to go look for some new stuff. And I don't know if this is going to be obvious, but there is a ton of wear here. And what I discovered is on the passenger side, one of these oil galleys was completely clogged up, and there's only one galley that feeds the entire shaft. And so I think this one's starved for oil, and I'm going to run this over. You'll actually see this or hear it. There's a huge ridge here. And some pretty serious galling. So I can't put this back on, even temporarily. I just don't think it's a great idea. So this shaft is shot. The other one's in better shape, and that would be the driver's side, but it's still not in great shape. No, I take that back. This is the driver's side. The passenger side, there's some ridges and some not, so got to take care of that. The other thing is, let me show you one of these rocker arms and what they're supposed to look like on the inside. You can see those little grooves in there. Those are cut in there to carry oil, and this one still looks good. Let me show you what all of them on this side look like. Okay, you can see where the groove begins here, but as I come around, the part that runs across is actually gone completely. So this will not carry oil even if I replace this. So what I'm looking for is a complete replacement for that entire assembly. So let's head out to Windy Hills and see if we can find it. So the lanes between the cars are a muddy mess out there. I think my truck was clean when I came in, and now it's pretty messy, but I didn't see this till later. Left a big chunk right on my license plate. All right, tough drive out here, but there it is. It's coming off a pretty large truck, but he tells me I can get some rocker assemblies out of this one, so I'm going to pull these valve covers and take a look. All right, let's see what we've got. All right, these are what they call boat style rockers, and it's a little bit newer than mine, but I know these will work. So, and they look good. So let's get at it. All right, I'd call this a successful pick. He sent me right out to the correct vehicle, first stop. And you probably heard me say this before, but that right there is a big, I don't know how large that truck is, but it's got the same engine that my half-ton has, and I'm able to get parts right off of the engine. So here's what we've got. That one's a little newer. So check both of these rocker assemblies. They're in good shape. They're a little different than what's on my engine. My engine has the welded style rocker arms. These are what they call the boat style, and they have 5 of these posts instead of, I believe there are 9 on the ones I have, but these will still work. And the only other thing I had to do is make sure I grab these push rods, because the push rod ends are different than they are on mine right now. And that one was almost a disaster. I dropped one of the push rods down into the underneath that intake, and fortunately I brought a magnet with me, so I was able to fish it out. So also a couple other odds and ends I grabbed. I needed a dipstick along with the holder, so I grabbed that, and then some odds and ends like some spark plug retainers. So pretty good pick today. One other thing I wanted to look for was a bench seat, and I don't know if they're going to have anything, but we'll give that a shot too. All right, I'm on International Row here. Just going to take a little bit of video here so I can keep track of what's out here in case I need to come back. No engine in this one. Got a tow truck here, 70s. No engine in that one. It's another 70s era pickup. There's an engine in there, but it's been pretty open to the weather, so I don't know what's good on that yet. Let's walk around here. Here's one closer to mine. I don't know what year this is, but it's probably, 64 to 68, somewhere in there. This has got an engine. It looks intact. Looks like lots of other good parts. Got a little interior left, not much. Look at that. There's a hubcap, but she's a little dinged up. Those are kind of hard to come by. We got a service truck here. This one they cut the pillars out. That's got a seat, but it's in tough shape too, so can't use that. No engine in this one. And we've got what could be, I don't know, a 59 or a 60, maybe 61. Again, that's got an engine and it looks sealed up. That could be a 266, I'm not sure. We got another one, probably about the same era there, that's pretty well stripped. And then this one is kind of interesting. It's basically a cab and a half. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. B120, so again, this is late 50s, early 60s. But it's kind of cool. Get back so we can get a good look at it. Come around the passenger side. I think that there's actually a door in the back on this side. It doesn't look like the one that came with it, but it's still there. So pretty cool. Pretty far gone. So I'm going to sign off. But it's kind of a nice day to be out at the junkyard. I haven't been out for a long time. Okay, let's catch one more on the way out. Again, 70s era. This one looks really complete. Got kind of a nice chrome grille. And again, this one's got a complete engine. Looks pretty closed up. So keep that one in mind if I ever need more parts. And this one's kind of interesting. It's got a, looks like a homemade cutout on the side of the box for the spare tire. They cut a nice arc in here, and then looks like they just put some hose on there, split it, and put that on there to cover the sharp edge. Alright, signing off. So I'll show you the difference between the old and the new. Two things. Number one, right here you got 5 bolts on these mounting posts. Over here you've got 9. So 4 of these are missing. The other thing that's different is that the push rods, let me grab one of these push rods, the end that goes up on the rocker is cupped, and you can see you've got a ball here. These new ones are just the opposite, so my other push rods basically have a ball on each end. Otherwise, they will bolt right up. There's just a couple other things I need to take a look at. All right, this is the head where the rocker goes. Those 5 bolts would go here, 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 and here. So the middle 4, there's a little bit of a problem. If you look at this, okay, that bolt basically, the hole for the bolt goes right through into the intake plenum. So what I need to do is plug those. So I just bought some 5/16 by 18 bolts. The shortest I could get was 3/4, and that'll be fine. And I'll just put thread sealer on them. And drop them in. So here they are completed and installed. So I cleaned them. I used a carb cleaner, just soaked them all and cleaned them up one by one. And then pre-lubed everything before I put it back together. So there's the passenger side, driver's side, neat and tidy. And we got all the push rods in. So that is it for now. On to the next step.